friends, Vanessa Joseph here, your elected city clerk in the wonderful city of North Miami. In this segment of Long Meeting Short, I'll highlight some of what took place during the November 12, 2024 regular council meeting. The meeting was a truly special one for me because I was sworn in by our deputy city clerk, Dr. Stephanie Thomas, following my re-election, which was unopposed, to the position of elected city clerk in this phenomenal city that I am so proud to call home. I'm proud to say that I made history when I was first elected in May of 2019 as the first and youngest Black woman to hold the office of city clerk in North Miami. The past 5 years and 6 months of service have been my greatest honor, and I'm excited for what is to come these next 4 years. It was also a special meeting because I was able to partner with the Miami Foundation and surprise an organization in North Miami with a check for $1,000 just ahead of Give Miami Day. Give Miami Day is one of the world's largest online giving events where just about anyone can be a philanthropist by supporting organizations across Miami-Dade County with gifts starting at just $25. Black Girls Who Math is just one of the organizations we chose to support because of their dedication to fostering academic excellence, professional growth, and emotional well-being among Black women and girls either interested in entering math-related professions or currently working in the spaces of engineering, computer science, information technology, math education, and data analysis. I'm excited to continue surprising and supporting other organizations in celebration of Give Miami Day, and I hope that you'll do the same. You can find a full list of organizations that align with your values and interests at givemiamiday.org. Epilepsy is a neurological condition that causes seizures and affects 2.3 million people in the United States. A seizure is a disturbance in the electrical activity of the brain, and every year 180,000 new cases of seizures and epilepsy are diagnosed, and 3% of Americans will develop epilepsy by the time they're 75 years old. Seizures in children can create multiple challenges affecting their development, education, socialization, and daily activities. The social stigma surrounding epilepsy continues to fuel discrimination, isolating those who suffer from seizure disorders. Mayor and council have designated November as National Epilepsy Month in the city of North Miami to encourage residents to focus their attention on and increase their understanding of epilepsy and those who suffer from it. I know it comes as no surprise to you that on November 5th, 2024, the general election was held, which included for the very first time our municipal elections where we voted for a mayor and council persons for districts 1 and 4. And some of you may have noticed that we haven't yet announced the winners for the election. In order for a candidate to win outright in the city of North Miami municipal election, they need to receive 50% of the votes plus one additional vote. And if none of the candidates meet the required number, then the two candidates who receive the highest number of votes will run against each other in a runoff election. So, since no one in this past election met that required threshold, our city is holding a runoff election on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. More than 19,652 ballots were cast for the office of the mayor. For the office of the councilperson representing District 1, which will be on the runoff elections, a total of 4,475 voters cast their ballots. The choices for councilperson representing District 4 will also be part of the runoff elections, and in the general election, we saw 6,307 votes cast for that seat. Mayor and council authorized the city manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with Ask Development Solutions for about $40,000 to develop the city's Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, 5-year 2025-2029 Consolidated Plan, Fiscal Year 2025 Annual Action Plan, and the analysis of impediments to fair housing for Fiscal Year 2025-2026. As a local jurisdiction that directly receives HUD formula grant funds, the city is required to prepare a plan every 5 years that describes the city's community development priorities and multi-year goals based on an assessment of housing and community development needs, an analysis of housing and economic market conditions, and available resources to assess its affordable housing and market conditions, and to make data-driven, place-based investment decisions. As part of the consolidated plan process and as a community development block grant recipient, the city is also required to complete an analysis of impediments to fair housing choices to identify the obstacles to fair housing within the city. Mayor and Council then ratified the submission of the City of North Miami's application for a grant from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection to support the city's rehabilitation of the Rotary Overbrook Tot Lot at Alhambra Heights. This grant will fund key improvements to the park, including resurfacing the play area, replacing the fencing, and installing new playground equipment, benches, a picnic table, and landscaping enhancements. Mayor and Council adopted the 2024 Incentive Strategy recommendations made by the North Miami Affordable Housing Advisory Committee. Florida law requires local governments to develop a 1 to 3 year local housing assistance plan outlining how funds from the state of Florida's State Housing Initiatives Partnership program will be used. And as a recipient of this funding, the city is required to maintain an active Affordable Housing Advisory Committee whose primary function is to annually review the established policies and procedures, ordinances, land development regulations, and adopt local government comprehensive plans, and make recommendations to City Council for specific actions or initiatives to encourage or facilitate affordable housing. One of those recommendations included publicly advertised hearings be held for live local development projects going through administrative review process and requesting flexibility considerations. The city introduced impact fees in 2010 to support infrastructure in several key areas: transportation, parks, recreation, library service, general government, police, water, and sewer facilities. Initially, these fees were set at 50% of the maximum amount calculated in a 2007 study for most categories, and at 100% of the amount calculated in a 2010 study for water and sewer facilities. Since then, these fees have not been updated. In January 2024, the city contracted with Duncan Associates to complete a new study and fee schedule. 2021 amendments to the Florida Impact Fee Act place restrictions on impact fee increases. Any impact fee rate increase of up to 25% must be phased in over 2 years, and any increase of more than 25% and up to 50% must be phased in over 4 years. The statute allows the phase-in limitations to be exceeded based on an analysis that expressly demonstrates the extraordinary circumstances that require exceeding them. Finding it necessary, the council voted to approve several modifications to the impact fees. Mayor and Council approved a request for a conditional use permit to allocate 103 bonus floating units to convert 103 dormitory units to rental apartments located in 4 buildings with 138 surface parking spaces on the property located at 1704, 1725, and 1740 Northeast 125th Street and 1705 and 1735 Northeast 124th Street. The conditional use permit request was heard at the October 1 Planning Commission meeting, where the Planning Commission recommended that the permit be approved by the City Council. Mayor and Council also approved a site plan application to build an 8-story, 31-unit apartment building featuring 1,723 square feet of ground-level retail space, 6 ground-level parking spaces, and an integrated carousel parking system with 48 spaces on the property located at 14440 Northeast 6th Avenue. The Development Review Committee reviewed the site plan and on October 4 determined that it conformed to the requirements of our land development regulations and the city's comprehensive plan and recommended that the application be approved. So the item was passed with a 5-0 vote. During the October 22nd council meeting, this item that I'm going to talk about now was pulled from that agenda. It was brought back on the November 12th agenda. This item, which was approved by council, is an application for a conditional use permit for a property located at 1175 Northeast 125th Street, 1195 Northeast 125th Street, 1174 Northeast 126th Street, and 1140 Northeast 126th Street, and 3 vacant lots totaling 2.3 32 acres. The property is going to receive 348 bonus units to construct a mixed-use development consisting of a 17-story, 348-unit mixed-use building with an integrated parking garage and 39,000 square feet of ground-level commercial retail space. I'd be remiss if I didn't use every opportunity I can to remind you of the importance of fulfilling your civic duty and voting in every single election. As I mentioned before, we have one more election this year in the city of North Miami. So please make sure you stay tuned for more announcements regarding the runoff election on December 3rd, 2024. You can always follow our office and the city on Facebook or Instagram. As always, the Office of the City Clerk is here to serve you. If there's anything we can do for you, please contact me at 305-895-9817. You can also connect with me directly on social media at North Miami Clerk.
North Miami Council meetings take place at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month in the North Miami City Council chambers located on the second floor of City Hall. If you're unable to attend a meeting in person, you can watch it live on Channel 77, the City of North Miami's YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Vimeo livestream. If you're interested in obtaining a copy of the agenda, please contact the Office of the City Clerk at 305-895-9817 or cityclerk@northmiamifl.gov. The agenda can also be found on the city's website at www.northmiamifl.gov.